Hello there, and welcome to the homestead, the almost homestead. And today it's Christmas Eve, and I wanted to come here and entertain you a little bit with a tale. The tale of how I almost went blind and instead found out that I had COVID. What? Promise you, it's a true story. So let me tell you the tale. But first, I've got to set the scene a little bit. I have to tell you about a couple of things that were going on in my life. So as I said in my last video, I have been sick for, at this point, it's been a month. I started out with some sinus crud, could not get rid of it, finally started to feel better. Then my husband got sick. And when he got done, I got sick again. So clearly going to be working on medication for immunity to help boost my immune system and stop getting sick all the time. However, I woke up about a week ago. I woke up one day and it was like 2 a.m. and my throat was really sore. And it had been sore for like the whole day before that. And so I was like, man, I wonder if I could have strep throat. So I went in the bathroom and I was, holding my phone up, trying to look in the mirror and see if I had spots. And I told my husband, like, I think this might be strep throat. I think I saw some spots. So tomorrow I'm going to go to convenient care and get, checked out, because strep throat's not something that you mess with, because untreated strep throat can lead to scary complications. So I'm sleeping in the living room because I don't want to contaminate my husband again and just pass the sickness back and forth. So I go to lay down on the couch, and as you know, my mom has been just recently moved to a nursing home. So I have all of her clothes here. And because it's a facility where they have lots of people, to keep track of the laundry, you have to write the name, or at least the first initial and last name of the resident, so that the laundry doesn't lose their clothes or give them to the wrong person or just not know who they belong to. So I had been going through, I did all of the clothes that I could, but some of them had tags that were black, or they were really dark colored, and didn't have a tag. So those, I was like, okay, I'm gonna need to buy a silver Sharpie for this. So in the meantime, I had just tossed them over the arm of the couch, letting them do their thing. So I'm laying down again. By this time it's like 2:33 in the morning. I go to lay down and I feel one of the hangers for Mom's clothes go into my eye, and I flipped out. And was like, texted my husband, and I was like, so guess I'm gonna get that checked out now, cause I just stabbed myself in the eye with a clothes hanger. Went to the ER, and I'm embarrassed because this is one of those like things that would only happen to me, I feel like. So I'm explaining to them, what happened, and also that I've got this sore throat and wanted to be tested for strep. So get back to the into the ER, into a room really quick, get seen by the nurses. Then the doctor comes in, and I explained to him, what's going on, and also that I wanted the test for strep throat. And he said, well, I can hear that you're congested as well. So let's do strep, but also test for flu and COVID, just to be safe. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And so he came back, and he's like, he could see easily where I'd stabbed myself in the eye. There was a red dot, but it wasn't in the iris, it was in like the side, and you can see it now. There's nothing there, or if there is, there's just a little bit of pink. But he could see where it was. He said, this is an easy fix. I'm going to give you some antibiotic drops to put in there and some pain relief drops in case it starts hurting. And it didn't really hurt. It felt like eye strain, like when your eye muscles are sore. That's what it felt like. And then he's like, but I have some bad news. You do not have strep throat. You do have COVID. And I was shocked. It did not feel to me like COVID. I did have body aches and sweats, and chills. And I had a bit of a headache, but not like when I had COVID. No cough, really. No stomach symptoms. The only serious problem by that time was the throat, and then I was congested. So he prescribed me Paxlovid. Not a huge fan of that medication, but it did knock out the sore throat almost immediately. I still have congestion. I don't know if I think it is COVID, because there's like a specific feeling you get in your sinuses. At least I get in my sinuses when I have COVID. It reminds me of like when you're in a pool and you're doing a flip or doing a handstand, and it's like water gets in a weird part of your sinus cavities and almost like burns. My husband says this never happens to him, but he also like isn't going to go under the water and do a flip. Or if he does, he plugs his nose, which I don't know how you do a flip while you're plugging your nose. Anyway, I digress. So he says this never happens to him, but for me, I definitely notice it. But anyway, I finished the Paxlovid. Yesterday was my first day not taking it. Still have crud, but my throat's not sore. I have my energy coming back. That being said, let's talk for a moment about Christmas and seasonal depression. Because I come from a long line of people who have Christmas-related trauma and Christmas-related depression. My dad came from a very abusive home, and Christmas for him was filled with a lot of big feelings, plus shame that he couldn't buy us more, hurt that he didn't really have family to spend it with, and other stuff. And so he made Christmas pretty miserable. Christmas at my house was filled with, beginning was always great, but at some time in the day his mood would swing, and then there was anger and sometimes threats to unalive us, threats to unalive himself. So Christmas is a very complicated time for me. For the most part, I've been able to make it an okay holiday. Not good. Not my favorite holiday by any means. My favorite holiday is Halloween, of course. But I've been able to take, the rubble of my childhood Christmas experiences and make it into something acceptable. Not a huge deal in my house. But this year, a friend posted on Facebook something really amazing. And she talked about how she was going through so much in her life. And Christmas just seemed to suck this year. And she wanted to create a place because she knows Christmas has so much baggage for some people, and some people are going through so much, and this isn't something that you can always express. If you talk to somebody about your problems around Christmas, you're kind of a Debbie Downer, or you're ruining their Christmas, or you're not getting into the Christmas spirit, or whatever. But she made a space on her Facebook post, and then asked us to DM her if we wanted to let her know what's going on with us. So that we have a place where we can talk about it and not be guilted or shamed for not being happy in the season of perpetual joy, and also so that she would not feel alone. So clearly you can't DM me here, but I did want to take a minute and share with you what's going on with my Christmas, and also make this a place where you can also say if you're going through hard times, just a place that you can say whatever you're comfortable saying, even if it's just, you know what, Christmas as a single person sucks, or Christmas when you're going through this sucks, or just Christmas sucks. Maybe you don't even celebrate Christmas. If not, feel free to tell me if you have baggage from whatever holiday or lack of holiday you are celebrating or not celebrating. But I will say this Christmas is rough. It's Mom's first one in a nursing home. Clearly I can't visit her. I have COVID, and she has COPD. So her breathing is already compromised. And she has a cold and a cough. So she's extra compromised. So I can't go be with her. Right now my husband is dropping off our presents at his family's big Christmas Eve. Clearly I can't go. That's really hard. I have lots of guilt that Mom will be spending Christmas basically alone. I did talk to my family and talk to one of her friends to see if the people that love her could call her on Christmas just to kind of give her some love. My husband's stopping on the way home from the Christmas thing at his family's to bring her presents from them. And then I've got some other stuff from the days when I was a foster parent that makes Christmas really complicated. Grief, guilt, regrets, complicated stuff that there's a very, very small group of people that can understand this particular specific experience. And so Christmas is hard. And this year I put my tree up today. I should say tossed it up, because honestly, I never took the lights down from Christmas last year. I literally put it up. I think I put 10 ornaments on it, rearranged the lights a smidge, and called it done, because that's as festive as I've got in me. But if it helps, here are the things that I do to get through the holidays. I don't buy into all the stuff. I don't listen to Christmas music, or if I do, it's funny Christmas songs. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas, or an old hippie Christmas, which just makes me ridiculously happy. Feel free to toss in the comments any suggestions you have for funny Christmas songs. Tomorrow I'm making James watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation with me, which is definitely something I want to make a tradition in this house, whether it's just me or James and I, or a buttload of kids, or the single people Christmas party, or whatever. National Lampoon's Christmas is totally the thing to watch. And I am trying to be really deliberate? Not really deliberate. What's the word? Intentional. I'm trying to be really intentional about facing my pain. That's not who I am as a person. I am avoidant, 100% avoidant. I pretend things don't exist. I just am not the greatest at facing things, but I've been trying very hard to notice the feelings as they're coming up, and to try and comfort myself, like I would comfort someone I love, which for the bulk of my life has not been me. I have not loved me. However, thanks to some really amazing therapy, I learned what loving someone you care about with empathy and compassion and gentleness looks like, and I'm able to give it to me. So that's freaking amazing. And then I'm probably gonna depression eat. Let's just be honest, depression eating is the best. So that's how I am surviving this Christmas season. And I just want to let you know, if you're hurting, if you're grieving things that other people can't understand or don't remember, or that can't really be explained, you're not alone. There are a lot of people out there hurting this Christmas season. If you feel like unaliving yourself, if you're in the US, 988 is a number they have where you can reach people to kind of talk you through it. Know that it's really common to have those thoughts in a season like this. It's very, very normal. And that those thoughts don't always mean what you think they mean. Because some of the time they're just saying something in your life needs to change for you to truly live. There may be something that you need to let go of. There may be something you need to deal with. There may be something you need to change. If you feel like unaliving yourself because you're in a terrible marriage, that may be your soul telling you it's time to strike out on your own. I don't know, it's complicated and it's different from every person, but in my experience, those thoughts signal that there's something I need to get help dealing with, or usually there's something that my soul says it's time to change. So just know those thoughts are not necessarily what you think they are. You can take them and you can sit with them and look at them and say, I hear you saying this. What's going on? And often you'll find it saying something like, I'm sad. I'm hurt. I feel alone. And these are things that you can comfort, like you are someone you love. And I don't know how this got on a mental health tangent, because this is really not where I was intending to go with this video. It's a lot longer than I meant, and probably not the happiest, which tracks because Christmas is shit. But just know, you're not alone. You have worth. You may be in a season of your life where you feel like no one would miss you, where you feel like you don't have a purpose. There's nothing left for you. I've been there. I've been in places where I said everything I'm living for is gone. What's the point? However, life has chapters, and the fact that one has ended doesn't mean that the next one won't be amazing. It won't be maybe what you wanted initially. Sometimes the next chapter is different. It's an adventure in a way that you could never expect. But I'm glad that I held on when I had those thoughts. I'm very glad that I held on, because this chapter, it's nothing I would have expected. It's not always easy. But what's happening in my life is going to be beautiful and amazing. So I hope that even if you can't see it right now, I hope that you can trust me that this season can change, that things can open up in your life that you don't expect. and that no, pain doesn't disappear. Grief, it's there. But that doesn't mean that other beautiful things can't wrap around the grief and change it into something different. I don't know how to explain that. Unless you've been through it, I don't know that you can. But just know, Christmas may be shitty, but there's hope. There's healing to be found. And it doesn't have to be your end, because you deserve the next chapter. All right, I'm sending you love, and hope you have a merry, happy, blessed, whatever you're celebrating or not celebrating, and I'll be back soon with some videos. I've got some crafts that I was going to show you that I made using old wrapping paper or old magazine pages. I am getting ready to do winter sewing, and I was going to make a video about that. So stay tuned in the next little while, next couple of weeks. Should have more videos coming to you. And as always, sending you love. Bye.